Hey folks, welcome to Playing the Traffic. Today's episode is actually going to take place in my laboratory where I kind of script up my videos and figure out what I'm doing next, where I'm going to next. And you know, one of the categories, or one of the categories that I have on my channel of things that I like to cover is punk rock music. Music in general, but specifically punk rock music. That's my I've been in punk rock bands, hardcore punk rock bands. Today's episode is going to be about what I have sitting on these walls that I cherish so much, and I wanted to see, and maybe there's people out there that might be interested in seeing them. Some of them are old. Actually, you know what? All of them are old. There's some maybe slightly recent stuff, but for the most part, older. The first thing I want to clarify one thing. I'm the I'm the vocalist for Pagan Babies. I've written some Pagan Baby songs. I'm the vocalist for the Heels. I've written some Heel songs. The Pagan Babies started in 1986, and you know, I just want to show this archive piece that is laying around out there. This one is an original, I think. I don't think this was. Interestingly, my Braxy B, a few months into us dating, went to her house and she went, "Oh, look what I found." And she found this. Let's get that on there. Let's take another peek, a closer peek at this. So this was the very first record I was ever a part of. This came out in 1986, and it was entitled Immaculate Conception, and it's Pagan Babies record, 7-inch record, of course, put out on, let's see, Positive Force Records. This photo right here that I remember, now any one of these fellas can correct me on this, but I think this was in a house show in West Philly, and honestly, I'm just going to leave it at that. I was ready to say which one it was, but sometimes I got to look at my hair to determine at what point in the band it was. So I really don't know. I think this is... Anyway, we got everybody here. Dan, me, Mark, Eric, Bruce. That was definitely a house show we did and as a basement in West Philadelphia. Here go all the songs. Look at all them songs. You know, Dreams, that's one of my freaking favorites. And as late as 2023 we were playing that, and just was one of my favorite songs, period. And then we have You Turn the Art On. This art was done by this guy with the mohawk right here. That's Bruce in the middle of these three. It's all his work. Bingo. Look at all this up close look. 1987 artwork. The band started in late 1986, but anyway, we got Mark, we got Eric, we got Dan, Bruce, right there, and me on the end. Immaculate Conception, 1986, Pagan Babies. 7-inch record on Positive Force Records. Oh, by the way, Braxy B bought it on eBay, so that was comical. I was like, "Where'd you get this?" She goes, "eBay." I went, "Oh, okay, cool." So the band ended. I ended up working full-time for the United States Postal Service. Did that for 33 years. No longer doing that. And I couldn't manage the shows. I couldn't manage a show. My work schedule sucked beyond. It was pretty awful. But I needed steady money. Blah 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 blah. That part. But during the course of the time when I was in the Postal Service, well, I'll say one time, I was always looking for a drummer. You know, I was like, because Bruce moved out. Bruce was pretty serious with Grotus, moved on to Grotus, went to the West Coast. But I really wanted something that would be at my speed in terms of availability, which was limited. So I was always looking. It didn't really spawn anything except for one time. So this guy comes in to work, and he had a Quicksand shirt on. And I was like, oh man, yeah, I dig them, dig Quicksand and the bands that the guys weren't in prior to Quicksand, et cetera, et cetera. We were chatting it up. The guy goes, oh man, that's cool. He's like, I don't know if he talked about he wanted a band. I go, yeah, I'd like to get in the band. I was in a band. Said Pagan Babies. He goes, yo, you mind walking out to my car? I go, no, it was like break time or whatever. He walks me out to his car. He goes, take the tape out of the tape deck. And that tape was this. Okay, where are we at? Was that. Now let's get an up close on this. So looking at cassette tapes, they've actually, at least in the punk genre of music, they've kind of returned. They've come back. So this is a cassette tape. Pagan Babies Next. I am gonna show you the vinyl version of this, or at least the cover of it, vinyl size. But I bought this off eBay. But this was actually in the guy's car stereo. We did do a session together, but that was about it. It didn't really extend to much more than that. But look, we got all the song titles. Hawker Records put it out, 1988. Lyrics. Can you imagine not using a phone to read the lyrics when you were younger? Because really, oh my God, the thank yous on the side. So they printed all on the interior of the insert, and yeah, there we are, right there. This is the cassette version of the Pagan Babies Next record. Basically, there's the landline. Oh God, I'm gonna draw a blank. And then there's these things. People are gonna be like, "What is that? What does it do? How do you put it up to your ear?" No, you get a tape player and put it in there and listen to it. That's what you do with this. Yeah, here's the. I actually made. I'm gonna set this. This is gonna be for an episode of Playing in Traffic at another point, but here's some other Pagan Baby stuff that I have sitting around. Okay, so there's the vinyl back there. That cover is just, first off, that is just absolutely sick. I got that tattooed on my arm. Let's get a better angle here. Right, there's the vinyl. So, and then it's later on in life, we did a DVD, CD thing. That's what that is right there. Here's an actual Pagan Babies tour shirt. I think we reprinted this. I don't know if this is the original. I don't remember, honestly. But this was what we did in the back. Said tour 1987. And then here's an ad. That was that Hawker took out because Token Entry put out their record at the same time. And there we are on that. I forget what magazine had that. I bought this from eBay. So yeah, it's funny, eBay. So yeah, Look, if you're interested in any of that, this stuff's on eBay. This stuff is on the peg. I think the Pagan Babies have a website. Yo, I'm bad. I really don't know. I might even check that, look at that to confirm. But that is kind of cool too, right there. And yeah, so that's that. This picture right here was in the vinyl record, was in the Next LP inside. That's not where that came from. I bought that off eBay. I actually told the seller, I go, yeah, that's me with the Flyers jersey. I don't think it didn't matter. But I felt like the need to tell him that. I love this picture right here. This one right here. Oh, this one, by the way, that's taken in right down the street from City Gardens. Okay. That's where that picture was taken. And this right here was the back of our house in Wildwood, New Jersey, back in 1987. There they are. There they Yes. I ended up getting this next picture when I think it was Chaos Records was owned by Brubaker, or he ran it, whatever. This picture was up there on the wall for a long, long time. And when that store closed, I think, or when he left there, he gave it, that ended up finding its way to me, which was really, really cool. That picture was taken at Abe's Steak Shop in West Philly. Gotta have these if you're in a band and you've played here. You gotta make sure you leave with this. If you played CBGB's, of course that's long gone. I forget. Sunday, July 28th. That's maybe 1988. They both might be. This might be 1987. That was what they call the shutdown show. That's CBGB's. That is one of my favorite advertisements. The way they had that. I love that, man. Love that. And then I also kept Trocadero when I played the Philly Trocadero. That was before that DVD CD came out. Trocadero Theater. And then I flipped over and played a DRI show. That was a pay-to-play show. I really regret. I know we had fun time, but that was a one and done for those gigs. Those gigs suck. They're very costly for any band trying to get on them bills. But anyway, yeah. And Trocadero's thing was cool. I liked the way they printed this and had this in the different papers up in Philly. Sorry for the glare. Yeah, there you go. The significance of this right here. God, that window's getting me. The significance of this show right here. This was March 29th, 2008. And that was the very first Heels show. And look at that bill right there. And that was at the North Star Bar. And then, interestingly, the Heels it took us forever to find a drummer. But this flyer that I'm going to show you right now, there's different versions of this flyer, but I love this one most. Flyer right here. This show is, you see the date, Legends of Philly Hardcore. This was a pretty popular gig at the First Unitarian Church. No, it did not. It got moved. It wasn't at the Latvian Society. It was at the First Unitarian Church on Chestnut Street. That's where it got moved to. This was like the original plan for it. The date was accurate. This was the bill. Got all these bands together for one gig. And this particular night, I met a drummer. Now, that was 2007, and then we started working with this gentleman. His name was Steve. Great dude. And ended up seeing that to reality for this gig here, March 29th the following year. And that was the first Heels gig. But we did meet our drummer that night at the Pagan Baby show. That was a big deal. And that show was a big deal. That was a great show. We got some pictures laying around from this one here is the Ruin reunion gig. Go Birds. The Ruin reunion gig at the this was the Ruin gig. And we did that. That's what that picture I had the Randall jersey on, which by the way I wore the other night when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And that was at the Union Transfer. Ruin, Mischief Brew, Pagan Babies, Northern Liberties. That was a banger. What a great gig that was. Man, that was so cool. So many, all the great people came out for that one. It was just like, it was like being in a gig. Oh God. Yeah, so that Ruin gig was August 31st, 2013. Okay, so we had that. And that's where that Eagles, the picture where I had the Eagles shirt on. Eagles shirt. Randall Cunningham jersey on. This was a gig we did, Pagan Babies did back when we went on tour out to California. This one was in Utah. The Speedway Cafe, very well known out there at the time. This was like a Metallica cover band or something. No, no. There was Idaho. This was some type of Metallica cover band. I believe that in 1987. That was an interesting billing, but this show really didn't have a very big audience there at all. Sunday, I forget whatever night of the week it was not the right night to be doing shows there because of religious reasons or whatever. So we came back the following, where's that picture at? Oh, I'm trying to patch them all together. We came back the following week after we ended up in California and played the same place with Dag Nasty. That was awesome. Here's something I did with the Heels. Not that long. Well, this is long ago, but not as long ago as this one was. Look at this. The one and only Meatmen. That was bucket list gig. I love the Meatmen. We went out to Ohio for that. And played at the Summit. Columbus, Ohio. And then one of the greatest times I ever had was this one. And we got on this bill. We knew somebody that got us on that was at Live Nation. What did they call it? Ride Fest. And there they are. And that was a great day though. That was a really, really fun day at Festival Pier in Philly. The bill was amazing. Still got the laminate. This picture is from there prior to the show taking off. This one here is the show we did when the CD DVD came out at the Trocadero. That was the first gig I did with the legend Eric Perfect, and we went on to play 1 million gigs so far with the Heels, and that's a lovely thing. I love this picture here. This one's at FDR playing a gig there with the Heels one time. There's a Speedway picture. 1980 whatever 8 in Utah. That's the studio on Delaware Avenue we used to practice in. Pagan Babies right there. Love this flyer. 30 years of FOD and made it on that bill. And honored, believe me, for that, to be on that bill. Oh, and that picture right there was taken from the FOD's 30th anniversary when we played that, and you can see in the mirror. There was a mirror behind the band. That gig was fire. That was a great show right there. And here's our last release. Is our vinyl record Stuck in a Dungeon, which is available on our Bandcamp and at all our shows when we play. That right there was in tribute to Dracula's Castle in Wildwood, New Jersey, done by the amazing Eric Perfect. Oh yeah. Just wanted to share that stuff with you folks because it kind of just builds where my channel kind of in the different directions it goes. I'm still in the Heels. I'm still playing music. I do videos, you know, episodes of for Playing in Traffic with that will be at those gigs. I'm super proud of the fact that we wrote a song for the Pandemic Crew, section 301. That's going to be, we're going to be working on, that's going to finally make it to vinyl, and I will absolutely be telling y'all when that happens. That's going to be in the future, not right around the corner either. It's going to take a little time to get that together, but that's going to be fun. That's on our Bandcamp. So if you want to support my band, the Heels, or the Pagan Babies, I will leave The websites that you can get whatever's remaining of Pagan Babies merchandise. Our band, Heels Bandcamp, has everything available, including our CDs and our vinyl record. Oh, by the way, you know what? I can't believe I didn't even show that. We're going to close out. We're going to close this episode out with the actual catalog of Heels music. Folks, I want to thank you for watching. See you next episode. Have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and whenever you're listening, turn it up. Turn it up and enjoy it, right? And what an organic, genuine escape from whatever chaos is looming. Yo, whatever journey we're on. Yo, music will always be that. You just do this. See ya, and just turn it on, and be like, "I'll talk to you after these records play." All right, folks, have a great day, pleasant tomorrow, and I will see you next episode.